face off against the TR City Americans and our Brianna Brownlees live at the Ice Arena with head coach Daniel Tetrault to see what we can expect this season. Good morning, Bree.
Good morning, Adam. Yes, we are getting amped up for the season opener, and I am here in the Rushes locker room with the new head coach, Daniel Tetrault. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for waking up so early with us.
Oh, it feels good. I got my coffee going, and it's all good.
Well, in case you did not know, Coach Tetrault is actually a former Rush player, and he was actually the captain. So, Coach, I'm going to ask you a question that I'm sure you have been asked many times before. How does it feel going from being a captain to head coach entering the season?
Well, it's a lot different than being a player. You know, there's more hours and more hours of preparation, and it's fun though. You know, the training camp's been good here in Rapid, and yeah, adjusting from player to a coach is quite an adjustment. But you know, I got good experience last year as being an assistant, and I took over the bench a couple games as head coach last year. So I'm getting more and more comfortable to the position.
And how do you feel by being a former Rush player that is easier for you to relate to the players?
Well, you know, I know the fans are real passionate here, and they deserve a winning season. So, you know, it started this summer, a lot of phone calls, recruiting good young talent with a lot of character. We talk about culture change, and, you know, we've had a great training camp, and obviously we got a great affiliation with the Wild, and they've been tremendous as well. So looking forward to the season to start.
And yes, when you talk about the roster, how many of the returning players are coming back this season?
Not many. I believe there's only like 3 or 4 from last year now. So it's a whole change, and we needed it. You know, 2 years without playoffs, you can't bring the old players back. When you're not winning, you got to change things up. So Nello and I, my assistant coach, we made a lot of changes and brought some fresh blood here.
And like we were talking about before the interview, yes, I actually got to experience my first hockey game. Got to see the preseason game against Colorado, and yes, it was pretty intense. Yeah. And what were your thoughts of watching your players from that? What was your biggest takeaway from that game?
Well, I thought they competed hard. You know, we made quite a few mistakes, but you know, Colorado had basically their full lineup, and they're the defending champions. A lot of guys have played with each other for a long time there in Colorado, and I've got a lot of new players, so there was a lot of mistakes, but the guys competed, they battled for each other, and they protected each other. So I like the part that they stuck up for one another, and you know, this season we really want the guys to be like one big family and not have cliques on and off the ice, and I believe we got the right group here to go all the way and hopefully bring a championship here back to Rapid.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach. Yeah, you guys want to stick around because I will have more from Coach coming up later on the show, and we'll be talking about more changes that the Rapid City Rush has had this season.